Hey YouTube, hey everybody, my name's Carl. This will be my first video. Um, and I want to just say welcome to my channel. I'm setting this up so people that have hunt stories that they want to share that they don't feel like they can get heard anywhere else. You can mail them to me here at tellyourstory@mail.com. I'll download them and read them on my channel. And actually promote your story, however wild and crazy it may be, your deer hunting stories, bear hunting stories, and even your Sasquatch, Sabe, or Bigfoot, whatever you want to call the guy. There's no judgment here. I've got my own hunt stories. Pushing 60, been in the woods since I was 4 or 5 years old. I'm going to read you a little bit about my story here so that you understand who you're talking to or who you're going to share your story with. Welcome to my channel. I'm new to YouTube, but really wanted to give those out there somewhere they can share their hunt stories. Even the oh my god, stories. Maybe you saw something while you were hunting that you couldn't explain. Maybe you had an encounter with Sabe, Bigfoot, Sasquatch, whatever you want to call him. And call me crazy if you want. I really don't care. I have my own encounter with Sabe, whom I'm going to call him now. I used to call him Sasquatch or Bigfoot, but right here in the state of Maine. Back when I was homesteading. So close to 30 years ago. That's a pretty hair-raising story, and if I get 1,000 subscribers, I'll share that story live. I shared it on another channel, Steve, on over there on howtohunt.com. I shared it the first time with him, or sent it to him. He didn't get around to it, so I just resent it again, and he actually read that story. Howtohunt.com is a hell of a channel, good channel, informative. He's like me, he's not judgmental. He is actually a guide in British Columbia, guides in Canada, Canada, Alaska, moose, elk, ram, grizzly. He's got a great channel, wicked informative. And I know thousands of people send him their stories that are never heard. He's got so many subscribers, you guys, and he's so busy all the time that, you know, your story might not get heard or you might not get read. Even though it did help me to send it the first time, I actually wanted to hear it shared with the thousands of other people that are out there that have been in my same situation. Not per se my situation, but other people that have had those type of encounters or some crazy encounters. I've got some bear stories, not grizzly like he does, but I've got some bear stories from when I was growing up and we used to hunt for the state of New Hampshire, problem bears. I've got one of my first bear stories is pretty hair-raising for a 16-year-old. With a 30-30 rifle. Anyway, I'll share that at some point too. That was pretty hairy. I like crap myself that day. Anyway, I wrote everything down that I wanted to say, trying to get it across. So just a little bit of background on me. I grew up in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. We had huge gardens. There were 6 kids. There were 6 of us kids. Dad wasn't much on holding down a steady job. Dad wasn't much on holding down a steady job. So we had huge gardens in the summertime. In the springtime, we had a huge greenhouse. I think it was 50 by 100. And we'd start tomatoes, peppers, pretty much any plants that you could think of that needed to be started early. Cucumbers, watermelon, squash. And we'd sell those. in the spring, and then we had our gardens, and Mom would can her ass off in the fall. That poor woman, oh my God, she had her hands full with 6 of us. And Dad wasn't much on holding down a regular job, like I said, and we had big gardens. In the fall, we would hunt, trap. So at a real young age, I learned how to skin a raccoon, a beaver, mink, muskrat, otter, coyote, fisher, you name it, I've skun it. The old man started teaching me when I was probably, I'd say 7. And by the age of 10, I could skin 5 raccoons, skin, flesh, and stretch 5 raccoon an hour at $10 a piece. It's pretty good money for the 70s, for the early 70s, especially for a 10-year-old kid. No, I never saw none of that money, but it is what it is. But it went to help our family, so it doesn't make a difference. When we trap, we use all corner bear traps. We didn't ever use foot traps. We always used corner bear traps. 110s for the mink and the muskrat, 220 for beaver, 330 for coyote, fisher. And when those traps close, it's instant death. It's just a more humane way of doing that job, and we did that job, so we made our money. For those people in and around the towns of New Hampshire where I grew up, there was some guys that didn't want to do their own skinning, flesh, and stretching, so they'd pay us to do it. You know, $10 a raccoon, or a beaver was more. I don't remember how much it was back then, or how much the old man was getting paid. But I knew I was making $50 an hour doing raccoon, and I did a bunch of them. We used to have probably, from just one guy, we'd have 60 or 70 a week come in, and a lot of them been sitting around for a day or two, so there were some of them that were ripe. And you guys that's hunted out there, you know what I'm talking about, or you guys have ever trapped, you know what I'm talking about. They can get pretty ripe. Dad taught me. First time I started taking me in the woods, I was about 5 years old, and started teaching me how to track. By the time I was 10 years old, there wasn't anything I couldn't track, man or animal. And he taught me how to hunt and fish and trap. So even though he didn't teach me a lot, and he wasn't much of a family man, he was an outdoorsman. And he did. I thank him today for the hunting skills, the tracking, the fishing, because I know that if shit hits the fan, or I shouldn't swear, but SHTF hits the fan, I know that I can take care of myself. If I have to. If I had to go that route, I could hunt, fish, trap, and survive. I could survive. And I mean, in this day and age, everybody relies on malls and all, and shop in grocery stores, and I still use them. Thank God it's getting into hunting season here. We got a couple more weeks, and we'll be into rifle season here. I got 2 doe tags, so I can potentially get 3 deer this year, which is going to help out a lot. It's going to put a lot of meat in the freezer, which is a good thing. So anyway, I mean, if you've got a crazy hunt story, or crazy fishing story, a crazy Bigfoot story that you'd like me to share, you can send your story to tellyourstory at mail, not Gmail, but tellyourstory at mail.com, and I'll read your story. I'll actually make the video or videos and read your story or stories. If there's multiple people of you guys, there's multiples of you that have a story, I promise you, I'll do my level-headed best to read every single story. I don't know if I'll be able to respond to to all of the comments, but I will respond to comments that you leave. And I'm sure I'm going to get trolls in here, which is okay too. I guess that just comes with the territory. Anyway, I really don't care about the trolls. I mean, they've got to have some place to go and cry. And if they come in, you guys can send them pacifiers and give them little blankies and send them to a safe place. That'll give you a basic idea where I stand on that. Anyway, if you like this channel, please hit like, share, and subscribe. It would really help me out getting this channel started. And like I said, if you got a story you want me to share, by all means, send it. I have no trouble at all sharing your story on my platform. I look forward to hearing from all of you. Any one of you that's got a story. I don't care how off the wall the story may sound to other people. There's no judgment here. Because I've seen some pretty wild shit in the woods. I've heard some things out there that I can't explain. I'm telling you, there's some things I can't explain. And I know in the Northeast up here, I know what every critter sounds like, whether it's walking, chirping, growling, snarling, fighting, humping. I know what they sound like up here. And I've heard some things in the woods up here that, like you guys have, that you just can't explain. So whatever the story is, please, by all means, share it. Don't feel like anybody's going to judge you, because, this is my channel. And if they give you too much crap, I can just boot them. It's not that big a deal to me, because, you folks are what's going to help me start this channel and get your story told. So if you like what you hear, like, subscribe, and share. And I look forward to hearing from everybody. You guys have a great day. God bless you all. And I look forward to hearing from everybody. Take care, guys. See you soon.